Welcome back. Well, tonight here on News 2, we are debuting a new segment as part of our Decision 2008 coverage.
In depth, every Wednesday, we're going to take you inside the upcoming election, up close with the candidates and the defining issues, as well as some of the trends. News 2's Eli Stokels is here now. Now, Eli, we're not talking about the me generation tonight, but the YouTube generation.
That is exactly right. One of those big trends, the rise of the Netroots groups. Those are the online activists who are pressuring politicians on both sides of the aisle. And they're doing it with nothing more than a camera and a computer. And as we saw in Denver earlier this month, that's about all it takes.
On the morning of July 7th, when John McCain last visited Colorado, he encountered a Vietnam veteran, a librarian, and a pea pod.
Started out as a story about a pea pod and how McCain and Bush are the same, and then it became a whole different story about how the McCain campaign is trying to shut down a 60-year-old librarian.
Carol Kreck and the pea pod were not allowed inside McCain's town hall meeting.
You're saying that I am trespassing on city property.
Jim Hudson was.
They were proposals by your colleagues in the Senate to increase health care funding of the VA in 2003, 4, 5, and 6 for troops returning from Iraq and Afghanistan. And you voted against those proposals.
The vet, the librarian, and the pea pod, all three the work of Denver-based ProgressNow.
You have to be opportunistic.
All three videotaped and posted within hours on YouTube.
We wait for hot-button emotional issues, and then we jump on them.
Founded by attorney Michael Huttner.
It started as my personal email list of about 900 people.
ProgressNow today has more than 400,000 online members in Colorado alone.
You don't have to be a rich media mogul. You don't have to be a wealthy person to get a message heard in this day and age.
A former producer at CNN, Jen Kaltwriter shoots and edits ProgressNow's videos, and then she posts them online.
It's the first presidential election with YouTube, and it's going to be a big deal.
Why is that offensive?
And from YouTube, these videos can go anywhere.
Freedom of speech and the right to assemble.
It says McCain equals Bush. Now, any Republican, why is that offensive?
It's almost as if the internet is driving the major media in terms of what needs to be covered.
ProgressNow member Jim Hudson started his own group, an offshoot called Veterans for Progress. Now, through the internet, the former Army reporter during Vietnam is pressuring the war hero candidate to explain his Senate votes in a conference call.
When I say I respect Senator McCain for his service, that's not just a media bite. I really do. At the same time, he is responsible for addressing these votes. We haven't heard an explanation of...
Well, I think that the internet has allowed people to organize across geographic, ethnic, racial, and even in some cases ideological lines.
Columnist David Sirota says these Netroots groups are getting quite good at shifting attention away from a candidate's message towards their own.
These uprisings, these flare-ups of participation, fueled by new technologies that let people participate even more, is impacting this election in unpredictable ways.
Find it offensive that a sign says...
Now, obviously, there are a lot of these groups on the right side of the spectrum as well. In fact, the Independence Institute here in Colorado is a very powerful conservative message machine. And the liberal groups, they don't just pressure the right. In fact, there's been a lot of anger lately from the liberal Netroots groups directed at Barack Obama for moving his positions more to the center. And because these groups reach so many people, they have surely become a force to be reckoned with in this election cycle.
So a lot of people are tuning into YouTubes and those other networks on
There are no private moments for the candidates, and pretty much everything they do will find its way to that website, and from there, who knows?
Who knows? All right, Eli, thank you.